Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive deep into some serious Asian finance action today?
Absolutely. Always ready for this.
Well, strap in, because we're going to unpack some fascinating insights, all courtesy of Piyush Gupta,
DBS Group CEO, right?
the one and only. He's basically steering one of the biggest financial ships in Asia,
Definitely a perspective worth paying attention to.
no doubt. And
Right.
today, we're laser focused on two giants, China and India.
Okay, sounds good.
So first up, China. Gupta doesn't sugarcoat things. He's straight up saying the worries about China's economy, yeah, they're legit,
He's not wrong.
especially when it comes to real estate. He even uses this term, material overhang. What exactly does that mean?
Oh, that's basically a nice way of saying there's a ton of unsold property just sitting there.
Like a whole bunch of empty apartments.
Exactly. And a lot of them are tied to massive loans that developers are struggling to pay back.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good.
Nope. It makes banks nervous, lending dries up, and it creates this ripple effect throughout the entire economy.
Kind of like a financial domino effect.
You could say that. Some even compare it to what happened in Japan back in the 90s. Remember the lost decade?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Stagnant growth, right?
Pretty much. It took them years to recover.
So China's got a tough road ahead. But here's the thing that surprised me. DBS is still looking to expand their presence in China,
Yeah, I found that interesting too.
especially in the Greater Bay Area. Seems a bit counterintuitive, no?
Well, you got to remember they're playing the long game. Think of it this way. Even if China's overall growth slows down, they're pumping tons of resources into this specific region.
The Greater Bay Area. For those of us who need a quick geography refresher.
Basically, it's Hong Kong, Macau, and a bunch of key cities in Guangdong province.
Got it.
They're trying to build this massive economic powerhouse, like a fusion of Silicon Valley and Wall Street.
Ah, so DBS is getting in on the ground floor.
Precisely, banking on that future potential.
Smart move. But things get even more complicated when you throw in all the geopolitical tension with the U.S. How does that impact things, financially speaking?
It adds a whole other layer of complexity. Investors get jittery, the markets get volatile, and you never know what's around the corner.
You know, it's like trying to drive in thick fog.
Yeah.
You have to be extra cautious.
Perfect analogy. It's all about navigating carefully and adapting to changing conditions.
Okay, so China's a mixed bag right now. But let's switch gears to India, where Gupta is way more optimistic. DBS is planning to triple their business there in the next few years.
Yeah, they're going all in.
And they've set this ambitious revenue goal, something like $1.3 to $1.5 billion. That would put India on par with Taiwan in their portfolio.
Exactly. It's a clear signal they're seriously bullish on India's future.
Which makes sense when you consider that DBS has been operating in India for, what, nearly 30 years?
Something like that, yeah.
They've got a huge network of branches there.
Yeah.
They're deeply ingrained in the financial system.
It's not some new frontier for them. They've got a solid base to build on.
Okay, so India is definitely one to watch. Now, Gupta also mentioned Indonesia as a key market.
Yep, huge potential there. Fast-growing economy, massive population.
But what really caught my ear was all this talk about DBS's success in wealth management.
Yeah, they're raking it in, attracting money from all over Asia, the Middle East, even Europe.
It's almost crazy when you think about it. While giants like UBS and Credit Suisse are consolidating, DBS is thriving in this sector.
Totally different trajectories.
So what's the secret sauce? Why is DBS's wealth management arm doing so well?
A big part of it has to do with Singapore's rising status as a safe haven.
Safe haven, like financially.
Exactly. Think of political stability, attractive tax policies, those kinds of things.
Oh, I see. So people are moving their money to Singapore because it feels secure.
Exactly. Especially with all the global uncertainty right now. And DBS is perfectly positioned to capitalize on that influx of wealth.
They've even set a goal to reach 500 billion Singapore dollars in assets under management by 2026. That's huge. But okay, let's bring this back down to earth for a second. We've been talking about earnings and growth and all this financial jargon. What does it actually mean for everyday investors? How does it translate into stock performance?
So imagine you see a company doing well, making profits, expanding into new markets. You'd feel pretty good about investing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's the same logic for institutional investors, just on a much bigger scale. They look at these earnings reports, these growth projections, to figure out how much a company's stock is really worth.
Okay, so if a company's doing better than expected,
Investors get excited, demand for the stock goes up, and the price follows suit.
So in the case of DBS, with their positive earnings and potential rating upgrades.
It's a good sign. It suggests the company is on the right track, which should boost investor confidence and potentially lead to positive stock performance.
Wow, we covered a lot today. China's got some hurdles to overcome, India's looking bright, DBS is navigating it all strategically, and Singapore is emerging as this wealth hub.
A lot to take in.
Definitely. But here's something I want you all to ponder. Given these different outlooks for China and India, where do you think the biggest opportunities are for investors in Asia?
Ooh, good question.
And how might other global events, like those U.S.-China tensions we talked about, or even something completely unforeseen, shake things up? It's a complex puzzle with a lot of moving pieces.
That's what keeps things interesting.
Absolutely. So keep those brains buzzing, folks.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for today.
Until next time.
See ya.